This is a low definition multi-feed.
It's through something. All of them white supremacists right there. All of them. $250 strong right now. 260. Look at this fucking guy, man. Straight up. No, he came to protest against us, apparently. Yeah, that shit do not stop. Everyone just kind of held up right there. I'll catch up with them in a bit. Everyone's being peaceful for the most part, though. It's just a couple, like, those dudes literally instigated it on Instagram, but that's why that compensation happened, but it's all good now.
So the White House doesn't look so bad. They got DC police out in mass. Looks like 2 to 1.
You have right now what's going on in the Fairfax district, right there on Fairfax Boulevard, that is very close to the Grove, that is very close to 3rd Street and Pan Pacific Park, where that peaceful protest started, and where then everyone started marching and then marching towards those West Side communities. And this is the situation right now at Fight Club. What we can tell you then is from what we've discussed with the mayor's office, is that they are going to continue to watch the situation very carefully. Mayor Garcetti had said earlier when we spoke with him, Colleen, you remember that he was going to get on the phone with the governor. He has now finished that conversation with the governor. He has talked to his resources here, including the LAPD, as to what happens next. And it appears that LA cannot go this alone. And we need the National Guard, because in the words of Mayor Garcetti, what you are looking at right now is no longer a protest. It is no longer people just expressing. It is people breaking the law, creating damage, and it can become, and it has become, a violent situation, as we saw last night in downtown Los Angeles. And as we have talked to other mayors, there have been injuries to civilians as well as to authorities.
And Roman, it's the second time we've seen the National Guard called up in just a few weeks. They've been in Southern California, in LA County specifically, for COVID-19 testing. Now, as we continue to look at this particular shot here, what we have seen this afternoon is a number of spot fires, except for one. It was actually a police kiosk that was just on the outside of the Grove, near the Nordstroms there, that was set on fire this afternoon. And again, several fires along Fairfax. Gil Lavis over the scene in News Chopper 4 right now. Gil, we are past 8 o'clock. It's 8:07 at this point. Are you seeing any pushback from police trying to get the protesters to leave the area?
They have pushed northbound here up all the way up to Rosewood, where that major fire, the third one, the largest one, and that seems to be starting to go out. And just north of there, that's where the looting is happening at that Flight Club LA store. Now, one interesting thing I was noticing as people were looting and continuing to go in and out of the store, they were bringing the merchandise out to vehicles that were parked along the street just north of the shop, and then going back for more. And we're watching that happen. In fact, there's a group of people that have brought merchandise right here just north in the parking lot, and they're going through it. They're sorting through it, seeing what they got, and then they run back in for more. It's unbelievable to watch this happen. And like you said, Colleen, it's hard to believe that there's still merchandise left in this store, because we've been watching it for 20 minutes.
How much inventory could they possibly have?
It's unbelievable. I keep thinking that it's going to be it, and then more and more go back in and pull out handfuls and handfuls. Also, I'm noticing that people are running down the street with their merchandise here. You see them walking here, but earlier I was watching a group like this guy running here. They were having to dodge other people that were trying to steal their merchandise. There you go. There's a kick to that group there. They drop the gear, and then they move in and grab it. So it's unbelievable. This guy just grabs it, throwing it in the car, and we're watching groups that are just waiting for people to come out with merchandise. Like this guy kicked the guy to trip him, and then they pick up his merchandise and take it. So it's unbelievable. This is actually happening here on Fairfax, and it continues to happen. Look at, just when you think that's it, there's more and more pouring out of the store. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of trash out there, just the boxes and the containers.
Yeah, the
left
people,
there
they're
on the side
trash.
as I guess they go through, take the shoes.
This is the White House. This is Dallas. This is Los Angeles. This is Chicago.
Just
So Chicago's all broken into all over, it looks like.
At this area, they're just leaving this to happen right now because
yeah, Chicago downtown got looted.
Protesters who are there in the streets.
All those windows are open.
9 minutes
Wild.
now after the curfew went into place at 8 o'clock, and we're seeing people run down the streets.
Wow, Chicago is totally ripped apart downtown.
High-end shoes.
That's correct. It's unbelievable. I mean, pouring out like crazy. This group still trying to prey on the people that are stealing and then throwing the items in their vehicle. It's just unbelievable to watch that happen. And there they go. They're jumping back in their car. I think they've had enough. But it's unbelievable to see these people go right back. See how these people are running right back in there. Now, we did see them disperse a couple of times when they got spooked by the LAPD skirmish line down the street. They thought maybe they were moving in to this area, but then they saw that they were standing their ground further south and decided, well, let's go back and get more. It's unbelievable to see this happen. I saw people coming out with fluorescent shoes. They look brand new. They probably put them on, tried them on, make sure they fit, and then off they go with other goods in their arms. It's just really sad to see because this is someone's business.
And you know, this is not the first looting we've seen today, is it, Gil? We were also talking about the Nordstrom at the Grove. Also, I believe a Ray-Ban sunglass store at the Grove as well.
Yeah, that's correct. Our Megan Reyes was over that portion of the coverage, and we were watching that also unfold. It's just unbelievable.
This is my seat.
Yeah, this, like you said, this isn't the only store right now that is being hit.
No, but that's the most people I've seen anywhere just having a free-for-all outside that shoe store. And it was pointed out to us that they sell rare shoes, like tennis shoes, and shoes that are worth hundreds, even $1,000 or more dollars worth of goods, you know, that they could be getting away with right now. And they just keep taking more and more boxes and leaving behind debris. They're loading them into cars. And when they've had enough, as you said, Gil, then they just drive off.
I don't think they can fit any more in their cars, and that's the problem. They load it up, and then they run back for more, and finally they can't.
This is like two Caucasians talking about
they head out.
these fine residents of Los Angeles looting a shoe store.
Scot-free, basically.
Gil, what about the bulk of the protesters now? I mean, we want to make differentiate between the looters here and the protesters. Where are the legitimate protesters?
Look, these are the cops just standing there, literally a block away.
Any at all?
Well, they have dispersed in different areas. We saw a group over by Park La Brea, the housing complex over there. We were looking at that before we came over here, and I'm looking out the window right now. I see officers on that street, but I don't see a group that's large enough to go look at. Right now, this area is basically protesters there that are sitting down on Fairfax. So the skirmish lines facing both directions, south and north, the southbound skirmish line dealing with these people who have sat down, they will be arrested if they don't get up and move. So that's what's going to happen to these people. They will be arrested, especially now that the curfew's in effect.
And it would seem that's their goal. If they're sitting down in the middle of the street right now, the mayor said they arrested as many as 500 people last night in downtown LA. So if they're sitting down, they're signaling they don't want to go anywhere.
That's correct, and you see the skirmish line on both sides of them, to the south and to the north, and they've just simply sat down. They have nowhere to go. They're going to sit there, and they're going to move in one by one and arrest each one of these protesters and take them away. But for now, they have them cordoned off here, and the other group of officers here breaking free and setting up another skirmish line to the north. You see that, but just up the street is where the Flight Club LA store